Okay, hi. I've got a couple of things today. Let's see if I can remember them all. Okay, there is a book that I didn't read, but I listened to a bunch of podcasts about it called The War of Art, and it's a cute little play on words, um, sort of after the famous book The Art of War. And I always think about this book because I don't like the idea of comparing my creative process to a war, but sometimes it's true. Sometimes the creative process is drop into the struggle, see how long you can last for any stretch of time. That's what it is today for me. Today, the thing that I'm doing to write my second opera, my second opera, is to finish my first opera, and and it's kind of funny, but also it is very real. Like very truly, you do not get to two until you've gotten all the way through one. And two will have a totally different quality because of one. I definitely believe that. I already know things I'm going to do right in the beginning of number two so that I can avoid some of the pain and suffering that I am currently going through to finish number one. It's a struggle. It is, I am in the struggle. And one thing that I want to affirm is that all of the time that you spend in the struggle counts. It all counts. It all counts. It makes you stronger. The time that you spend in those problems, like right now. So I'm orchestrating. I'm orchestrating the first opera, and there's so many problems to solve. Orchestrating out. I mean, I've played so many orchestral reductions that what I did was, I do everything backwards. What I did was I wrote the orchestral reduction first, and I thought, this will be fine. I'll just expand it. I kind of regret that now. So there's so many problems to solve. Like I have so many voices going on in one hand, and I know what I want those voices to do, but assigning them to instruments, oh gosh, it's so much harder than I thought it would be. And so sometimes I'm just literally in there, inside all those voices, trying to decide who gets what. And I make some decisions and I write some stuff down and I think, no, that's not quite it. And I delete it. And so after I've spent some time in that struggle, like it looks like I didn't do anything because I don't have any more notes in measures than I had when I started because I wrote so many down and deleted them all. But that's the mindset that I want to push back against because I tried a bunch of things and I know some things that I'm not going to do. And the time that I've spent dealing with that Rubik's cube, I just don't believe it's wasted. Um I believe that I'm better off now having done that. And when I'm going to rest, probably going to take a nap because I'm really tired. And when I wake up, the nap, the rest, the play that our brain does in those rest times is deeply restorative, and something back there is solving those problems. When I get back to bringing that problem to the forefront again, like new things, new solutions are going to occur to me. I know it's happened so many times. It's a well-researched phenomenon. I know that's going to happen. So the time that I spent in the struggle today, I'm having faith that it's moving me forward. So that's one thing. There's some other things too that I wanted to say. Let's see if I can remember what they are before I close this down. But I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to close it down, walk away, go eat a cookie, randomly shuffle some stuff around, and it'll come to you. I think that's how it works. So, okay, that's today. That's for today. Maybe I'll come back and add a little bit more. I remembered the thing. But first, I want to tell you, I saved the last video and I decided to call it The War of Art, except I misspelled it and I didn't realize it. And now I have a video called The Wart of Art. Okay, here's the other thing that I remembered. I have a question for you. Here's my question for you. And this is, I'm so looking forward to when I get to spend time myself on this question. Actually, maybe in my rest time today, I'm going to spend some time on this question. My question is, what is calling you? What is pulling you towards it with joy and fascination? Excavating our curiosity, our joy, our fascination is a really important part of the moment that we're in right now. It's so easy to allow our attention to be completely dominated by the anxiety of this incredibly narrow birth canal that the world is now going through. So much destruction and fear and genuine suffering that it almost feels transgressive to focus on this question. And that's partially one of the reasons that I want us to do it. But it's not just because it's transgressive, because it requires that we get really quiet and that we find again our joy. I'm convinced, thank you, Martha Beck, genuinely, I'm convinced that this is the movement, the mental, emotional movement that is going to help us move through to find collectively a place of greater joy and reciprocity as we allow ourselves to find that within ourselves. And it's creative. Let me see if I can remember the Martha Beck quote that I wrote down the other day. She said, "Curiosity is the door in the brain from anxiety to creativity." How we get from anxiety to creativity. And the opposite of anxiety is not peace or calm or whatever. The opposite of anxiety is creativity. And how we get from one to the other is curiosity. Such good stuff. It's such good stuff. So that's the question I'm asking you. I'm asking you to be curious, to find something that deeply fascinates and interests you and sparks joy, at the risk of Marie Kondoing this thing. What feels like the thing that when you spend time with it, it pulls you in not in an endless social media scroll way, but in a, there's this interesting combination of joy and fascination and relief to this thing. You sit down with it and it's like, oh yeah, this. Maybe it's a topic that you're researching. Maybe it's a poem you started writing, or a song you started writing, or a little drawing you started drawing, or a little doodle you started doodling. What else could it be? Maybe it's a recipe, maybe it's a friend commented on my Facebook post the other day. Maybe it's you're a D&D group. Maybe you're the dungeon master. Maybe it's a little portal in your D&D world. Maybe, maybe it's a research interest that you want to write about. But I hope that I want to know what that is for you. And I want to encourage you to spend time with that thing. For me today, when I sat down to orchestrate, I have, up my notebooks out, and I have two I have actually two different operas that I've started on. Um so the next one I know what it's going to be. But then the next one after that, I've already started on, and it was the next one after that that feels like, ooh, I'm so excited about this one. And I started playing through the little sketches that I have, and it feels like a bit of a relief, a bit of play to spend time with that. Maybe to write a little bit more, or sometimes it just feels nice to like play over and over the thing that I already wrote. Like that feels good. And it's I think it's a part of the creative process too. Like maybe it feels good to spend a little time just enjoying an old poem that you wrote, or just enjoying, something that you doodled that you put on the wall, or other people's art. Maybe you're fascinated about other people's art. So, okay, I think that's enough. That's probably too much, and I'm not going to take the time to edit it. So, that's the video for today. I'm throwing it out there, throwing it out to the world. Good luck with your thing. If you're in the struggle like me, we're here together. Okay. I love you.